Good morning friends, welcome to CredenceIAS. Primary deficit refers to, already we have discussed, I think the question has been repeated with a different angle. What you mean by the primary deficit? Difference between the physical deficit of the current year and the interest payments of the previous borrowings. That's the right answer. So this is the what primary deficit it talks about. It is the difference between the physical deficit of the current year and the interest payments of the previous year. Then consider following statement with regard to FRBM Act of 2003. So Vijay Kelkar task force was established to address the issue of fiscal deficit. This mandates the government to take measures to reduce the revenue deficit. It requires the reduction in revenue deficit by 0.3% of the GDP each year. So which of the above statements are true? They have given. So it's only one means, so according to the explanation given here is, so it requires the reduction of physical deficit by 0. Not revenue, physical deficit. Okay, so this mandates the government to make measures to reduce the physical deficit. Which of the above statements are correct? Going by the exact definition of the revenue deficit given in the 2003 Vijay Kelkar task force, now it has been amended so many times. Now we have come across the various amendments. Okay, NK Singh committee review recommendations, they have been changed the physical deficit targets. They have taken out the revenue deficit clause. Earlier it was there, now they have not included the revenue deficit clause. Now they have kept out of the FRBM regulation the revenue deficit. Now they have brought in various other mechanisms. NK Singh committee review on the FRBM Act, government has included. During the budget proposal, they have to bring in the paper depicting the what are the figures of the fiscal deficit, what are the government measures have been taken. So in time of what we call it as unexpected situations, maybe war, COVID, so they have inserted peace clause. So how much deviation they can carry out with regard to physical deficit. So various mechanisms have been updated. So it is the old one, FRBM Act. So in that scenario also, this act mandated the government to take, not to reduce but to eliminate the revenue deficit. One of the option was to eliminate the revenue deficit and to reduce the physical deficit. So going by that statement, which of the above statements are correct means neither one nor two. Okay, neither one or not two is correct. Actual mandate was to reduce the FD and to eliminate the revenue deficit. That was by 2008. Because of the financial crisis and all, we are not able to achieve that. Afterwards, various amendments have been done to the FRBM Act. Then consider the following statements about the balance of payments. So what do you understand with regard to the balance of payments? The balance of payments, the current account records exports and imports of the goods and services and the transfer payments. Yes, the capital accounts records all the international purchase sales of assets such as money, stocks, bonds. So that is also correct, both 1 and 2. So which of the statements is correct with regard to the BOP? So BOP consists of current account, capital account. So under the current account you can merchandise trade, invisible trade, right? In the capital you can FTI, FPI, right? NRI deposits, all comes under the capital expenditures. So assets such as money, stocks, bonds, so it comes under the FTI, FPI. So these are both are correct. Moving on to the next aspect, consider the following statements about the exchange rate determination. Foreign exchange rate is by the forces of market demand and supply. The flexible exchange rate is determined by the central bank of the country. So flexible exchange rate is determined by the central. No, in the flexible it is nothing but what we call it depending on the market forces itself, it is determined. In the fixed exchange rate system, fixed exchange rate system is done by the Central Bank of India. So flexible, in the flexible exchange rate system, Central Bank of country doesn't have any role to play. So foreign exchange as of now is determined the force of market demand and supply. So which of the statement is correct? Only one statement is correct with regard to the answers given. Moving to the next aspect, the devaluation of a currency is yet to occur when the downward adjustment of the value of country's currency, upward adjustment. Say for instance $1 equals to 80 rupees, then $1 will move into 90 rupees, it's called as the devaluation, right? So they are talking about devaluation, the downward adjustment of the value of the country's currency. So it's downward trending. Suppose if $1 equals to 80 rupees, then in next month if it becomes 60 rupees, it is appreciation. Okay, it is not devaluation, it is appreciation of the currency. So upward adjustment, no, it's a downward adjustment. So which the devaluation of currency is said to occur when this happens. So 68, answer is A. So SDR, consider the following statements about special drawing rates. It is created by the International Monetary Fund. It supplements the standard revenue currencies. It is available only to the members of the IMF. So all the statements are correct with regard to this. So the correct answer is the 1, 2, 3. Consider following statements about the Indian economy. Prior to 1992, the exchange rate of rupee was officially determined by RBI. Correct. India's foreign currency reserves fell rapidly to US 1 billion in 1992. It's most factual, but some of factual, it is correct. In 1994, the exchange rate of rupee became market determined. Yes, correct. So from post LPG reforms, we shifted towards the flexible exchange rate system, which is majorly determined the market-based economies based on the market demand and forces. Development of a country can generally be determined by, so how it is, per capita income, DES, average literacy level, S, human development, S, all the above. So it is determined by the all the above. This is what we understand.